Sleek and powerful, intelligent and cunning, beautiful and deadly, a skilled killer. No, not that one. This one. From 45,000 years ago, a distant ancestor howls in the night. This is the story of how an apex predator saved itself from extinction, domesticated man, and set us on the path to civilization, and we couldn't have done it without them. The road from wolf to over 200 AKC recognized breeds is a long and complicated story. There is no relationship between today's dogs and today's wolves, but sometime after their initial domestication, early dogs were rebred with a relative of today's gray wolf, making the gray wolf the nearest and only wild relative. The earliest archaeological evidence comes from the Altai Mountains of Siberia and a cave in Belgium, both dated about 33,000 years ago, with the first true dog genetically being from the Bon Ober Castle dog. Buried beside humans, this dog dates about 14,200 years ago. Domestication seems to have happened in several places at about the same time, from Central Asia, East Asia, and Western Europe through to Siberia. By 11,700 years ago, the close of the last ice age, 5 distinct dog lines were established. These 5 lines, through selective breeding, are responsible for the 200-plus breeds we see today, from the tiny 3-pound Yorkie to the 230-pound Mastiff. Most of these original lines have been lost to history, extinct but for a few fossil and mummified remains. Through the technology of genealogy, we have tracked back the 5 longest surviving lines. The Akita Inu is about 10,000 years old. That breed has been the same. The Greenland Sled Dog at 9,500 years. The Afghan Hound at 8,000 years. The Greyhound at 8,000 years. And the Basenji at 5,000 years, although the Saluki and the Tibetan Mastiff also come in at 5,000 years old. Today's civilization. None of this would have been possible without our new companion, Canis lupus familiaris, man's best friend. As the ice covered more and more land leading up to glacial maximum, small and medium prey animals went extinct and disappeared. Along with them, the predators that preyed on them. Only man was intelligent enough to hunt the largest surviving meat source, the mighty woolly mammoth. Using a coordinated technique, they probably learned from watching packs of wolves hunt. On the vast frozen tundra, as wolf packs got smaller and smaller, their coordinated hunting technique was less effective and prey was less available, till they couldn't feed themselves. Too small to take down a 10-foot tall, 13,000-pound mammoth, they were forced to scavenge what the humans left behind. Intelligent, socially cooperative animals, they recognized the human hunting techniques. To the wolf, they were just doing what came natural by herding and helping the humans hunt the animals they could not hunt by themselves. Thus, there was more meat to scavenge. This help was not lost on the humans, who recognized they had an ally. And as generations went by, they became more and more familiar with each other and closer till the first human held the first newborn pup. Domestication and breeding continued for the next 10,000 years ago or so. As the ice sheet waned, land, plants, prey animals, and predators returned. By the end of the Ice Age, about 11,700 years ago, man and the original 5 lines of dog have forever bonded and set the stage for the future of civilization. Literally, the device you're reading this on wouldn't be possible without this symbiotic relationship. During this time, man and dog learned new hunting techniques. It took less people and less dogs to feed more people. All this was before humans had domesticated sheep, boar, goats, and oryx. Something we couldn't have done without the dog to herd them. This was before horticulture, which was only made possible by not having to be nomadic. By domesticating and breeding stock animals, we no longer had to follow herd migrations, but could settle in one place and have meat. Now we could take the time to learn to grow and breed the plants we ate, no longer having to forage for them. Soon, man and dog were corralling herds, domesticating and breeding livestock. Man now had the luxury to learn, to build cities, ships, empires. By this time, man and dog had spread around the world, domesticated the horse, making long journeys and transport of goods with pack animals possible. Trade began along the Silk Road. Trade routes all around the world were now possible. The dawn of civilization had begun, all thanks to our furry companion, the mighty yet humble dog.